It actually gets worse. Yeah.
This isn't my night.
So I wanted to weigh in on the Blake Lively drama as someone that has worked with her and someone that's worked with directors in Hollywood.
Have you ever seen a perfectly poised red carpet moment that hid a tangled web of legal warfare beneath the glitz and glamour? That's exactly what happened when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds recently stepped out for the anniversary special of Saturday Night Live. On the surface, they looked like the quintessential Hollywood power couple, smiling, joking, and radiating confidence. But behind those smiles looms a high-stakes legal battle with Justin Baldoni that could threaten everything from their reputations to their livelihoods. In this video, we're unpacking the shocking details of this messy lawsuit, the explosive accusations on both sides, and the puzzling behavior that has everyone asking, what is really going on behind the scenes? Keep watching for the twists you never saw coming. Because once we step beyond the red carpet, the story becomes a roller coaster of claims, counterclaims, and surprising public behavior that could change how we see these Hollywood favorites forever. It all began with whispered rumors surrounding the film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Justin Baldoni was at the helm, aiming to bring Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel to the big screen. People were already bracing for strong reactions. The story deals with deeply personal topics, particularly domestic conflict. Then, Blake Lively was cast, instantly turning the project into a major talking point. Fans of the novel debated whether Blake was the right choice, while others were thrilled to see a well-known face tackle such a challenging role. Behind the scenes, however, tensions began to mount. According to Blake's legal filings, she experienced workplace discrimination, sexual harassment, and retaliation so severe that she felt her only option was to seek relief in court. On the other side, Baldoni fired back with equal vigor, alleging defamation, emotional distress, and a twisted attempt by Blake to seize control of the film's direction. How did a passionate adaptation of a beloved novel turn into a public meltdown? The answer, it seems, lies in a chaotic mix of clashing personalities and backroom strategizing. When the dispute first surfaced, many viewers assumed it would be settled quietly, perhaps through a behind-closed-doors agreement. Instead, both parties doubled down. Rumors about hush-hush mediation attempts came and went, but no one gave an inch. Before long, lawyers were drawing up battle lines. This wasn't just any industry quarrel, it became a full-blown legal and public relations war. Court papers flew back and forth, each side painting the other as a master manipulator. Baldoni alleged that Lively was never just an actor on this project. She wanted creative control, brand synergy, and a starring role in shaping the film's marketing. Blake, in turn, accused Baldoni of orchestrating a smear campaign, insisting that his powerful network in Hollywood was used to undermine her credibility.
As the lawsuit heated up, many assumed Blake Lively would keep a low profile or, at the very least, maintain a serious demeanor befitting someone claiming extreme emotional distress. Instead, she surprised everyone by stepping out with Ryan Reynolds at Saturday Night Live's anniversary special, one of the biggest red carpet events in entertainment. The timing couldn't have been more provocative. Just when legal papers were piling up, the couple walked arm in arm, sporting bright smiles and looking unbothered by the swirling controversy. In theory, a public appearance at SNL might have been a harmless way to shift media narratives or show solidarity. But it morphed into a spectacle when Ryan Reynolds took the mic for a scripted audience Q&A segment. Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were on stage, lobbing playful questions at celebrities. Then came Ryan's turn, and he delivered a casual, half-smirking response that sent shockwaves through the crowd. "Why? What have you heard?" And that moment, the entire fiasco surrounding Blake's lawsuit became fodder for a joke, one broadcast to millions in real time. Online forums lit up immediately. Some viewers found it hilarious, praising Ryan for having a sense of humor despite the drama. Others were astonished that he'd trivialized such serious accusations on national television. Meanwhile, Blake stood nearby, poised and smiling. No protests, no awkward stares, just an appearance of unwavering support for her husband's jab. The twist? This was a carefully produced anniversary special, with every second presumably vetted by SNL's team. This means the couple had full knowledge of the script and still chose to proceed. To critics, that move felt like a reckless gamble. If Blake wanted to be seen as a credible figure fighting for justice in a serious legal matter, would she really joke about it in front of millions? That was just one crack in the facade. In her lawsuit, Blake Lively isn't holding back. She alleges that Justin Baldoni's actions devastated her on multiple levels, professionally, personally and psychologically. She insists that behind closed doors, he wielded his influence in ways designed to isolate and retaliate against her. Her legal team points to coordinated negative press leaks, attempts to sideline her from creative decisions, and a broader environment that left her in a state of near-constant anxiety. She cites severe emotional toll, crippling distress, fear, and prolonged grief. If you read her filings, you'd imagine someone in a dark place, burdened by an ongoing campaign to destroy her credibility. Yet the optics at SNL painted a strikingly different picture. She was beaming, joking, sharing red carpet banter with her husband, and mingling with Hollywood legends. It hardly looked like the behavior of someone who felt cornered by fear and hostility. Of course, looks can be deceiving. One could argue that smiling for the cameras doesn't automatically negate private suffering. Many people in showbiz maintain polished exteriors, even when grappling with deep emotional pain. However, the contradiction is so stark that it raises real questions. Does this kind of public display undermine Blake's own assertions about the severity of her distress? Is she inadvertently giving Justin Baldoni's legal team ammunition to challenge her credibility? Adding fuel to the fire, her husband's on-camera joke wasn't some minor slip. It was a direct allusion to the swirling rumors about her case. In legal terms, such a lighthearted approach to serious allegations can appear contradictory. If you're truly worried about an all-out smear campaign, taking part in an SNL gag is a puzzling choice. And remember, Baldoni is accusing them of being the real puppet masters, using the media to orchestrate attacks and spin the public narrative in their favor. And that's where the tension escalates. From Justin Baldoni's perspective, he's the one under siege. He contends that Blake Lively used her star power from the moment she joined the film adaptation, allegedly trying to hijack the direction of the project. According to his version of events, she wanted everything from the script to the marketing approach to reflect her personal brand. When the creative team pushed back, Baldoni claims she shifted to full-blown sabotage mode. In his countersuit, Baldoni names defamation, extortion, and invasion of privacy as major concerns. He states that her accusations of sexual harassment are baseless, suggesting there was never a single inappropriate gesture or remark that crossed professional boundaries. Instead, he paints Blake as the aggressor, leveraging her media influence and celebrity connections to smear him once he wouldn't grant her the creative control she demanded. Baldoni's team insists they have documentation, internal memos, email threads, and possibly text messages that disprove Blake's claims. They argue that her negative press erupted not from any malicious campaign, but from public reactions to her questionable marketing tactics, such as promoting her own hair care brand and alcohol line when interviews were supposed to focus on the film's themes of domestic violence. For fans, that approach felt tone-deaf, trivializing serious subject matter for personal gain. Yet, the real stinger for Baldoni is how the lawsuit has overshadowed the film's core issues. It ends with us tackles domestic conflict, serious, heart-wrenching territory. Instead of fostering open conversations about intimate partner violence, the media cycle fixated on the he-said-she-said drama between two power players. Baldoni believes that not only did Blake sabotage his movie, but she also hijacked the very message it aimed to convey. Now, in the wake of the SNL fiasco, Baldoni's stance seems only stronger. If her emotional distress were as debilitating as she claims, why appear on a high-profile, comedic platform that trivializes the seriousness of her accusations? Why allow her husband to stoke the fire with a public quip, especially when Baldoni's own defense is that she manipulates public perceptions through orchestrated stunts? This sets the stage for an even more intense showdown. Reynolds may be known for his quick wit and self-deprecating humor, but this time, his comedic instincts might have backfired. Legally, he's entangled in Baldoni's counterclaims, accused of playing an active role in the alleged smear efforts. Baldoni hints that Reynolds has long harbored a grudge, referencing cryptic details like the creation of a nice pool character in Deadpool, which some interpret as a snide jab at Justin. Whether that's a stretch or not, the public is paying attention. Within Hollywood's inner circles, Reynolds' involvement complicates matters. He isn't just any star. He's a producer, entrepreneur, and cultural figure who wields enormous influence. While his comedic brand usually charms audiences, jokes made at the wrong moment can reinforce Baldoni's narrative that Ryan and Blake see the lawsuit as a game rather than a genuine pursuit of justice. At the same time, Many fans adore Ryan for his refreshing honesty and quick tongue. They argue that his quip on SNL was a spur-of-the-moment comedic riff, not a malicious tactic. Yet in the legal arena, jokes don't always translate well. If you're trying to prove genuine harm or defuse allegations of retaliation, flippant remarks are risky. Worse, they might confirm the other side's belief that you're comfortable using media platforms to control the story. What's also striking is how the couple, Blake and Ryan, often operate as a united front. They are known for playful banter on social media, cameo jokes, and red carpet pranks. This approach has gained them a massive following that usually sees them as down-to-earth Hollywood royalty. But in the context of a serious lawsuit, that casual playfulness could be interpreted as arrogance or disregard for the legal process. Baldoni's team is likely documenting every interview, social media post, and public appearance to show how the couple's external actions conflict with Blake's narrative of intimidation and fear. And that's precisely why the public is so divided. With each new development, social media platforms explode with debate. On one side are fans who've adored Blake since her Gossip Girl days, refusing to believe she'd file serious accusations without substance. On the other are Baldoni supporters, pointing out perceived inconsistencies in her statements and scrutinizing her brand promotions during film press junkets. And then there's a growing group of neutrals, who feel both parties are fueling a toxic spectacle and overshadowing a story about domestic violence. Meanwhile, entertainment news outlets feast on each twist. Headlines scream about shocking revelations and exposed secrets, amplifying the rumor mill. Every Instagram post, paparazzi snap, or talk show clip gets dissected for hidden messages. Does Blake's outfit choice signal a sly dig at Baldoni? Is Ryan's tweet a cryptic confirmation of wrongdoing? Everyone's reading between the lines, and the resulting theories range from plausible to downright bizarre. Beyond the tabloids, the real tragedy might be the overshadowed victims of domestic conflict who hoped It Ends With Us would bring greater awareness to that issue. Many book fans have voiced frustration, feeling the essential conversation about heartbreak, trauma, and survival has been lost in petty Hollywood drama. Some are calling for a boycott of the film, arguing that both the star and the producer let their personal feud hijack what could have been a sincere narrative about a deeply sensitive topic. And let's not forget the higher-ups in Hollywood, executives, producers, and studio heads, who are watching closely. High-profile legal battles make investors nervous, tarnish brand images, and risk damaging box office returns. Projects can get shelved or face extra scrutiny. Neither side wants that outcome, yet their actions appear to be marching everyone straight toward it. The fury swirling online might be shaping studio decisions as we speak. But it was the next sequence of events that really took this mess to a critical point. If anyone hoped cooler heads would prevail, they were sorely disappointed. According to insiders, both legal teams have doubled down. Efforts at mediation reportedly failed because neither party was willing to budge. Baldoni wants a complete dismissal of Blake's claims, plus financial compensation for what he sees as career damage and emotional distress. Blake wants a court to acknowledge her allegations as valid and is seeking damages to account for the turmoil she says she's endured. Observers say the longer this drags on, the more each side risks losing public sympathy. In show business, public opinion can be as pivotal as courtroom verdicts. The SNL appearance, for example, may play well for fans who love Ryan's irreverent style, but it could be devastating in front of a judge or a jury who sees it as mocking a serious legal process. And if Blake truly is traumatized, her laughing red carpet persona could look performative at best, manipulative at worst. Meanwhile, friends and former colleagues have remained mostly silent, possibly fearful of being drawn into depositions or cross-examinations. Anonymously, some say they feel caught in a no-win scenario: speak up for Justin and face potential backlash from Blake's supporters, or endorse Blake and risk retribution from Ryan's formidable Hollywood network. Thus, an uneasy hush blankets the rest of the industry. What are the possible outcomes? Maybe the case heads to trial, but that would mean months, if not years, of depositions and pretrial drama. A settlement could happen any day, but as of now, both parties appear entrenched. Or perhaps a surprise twist will unravel the entire conflict. Stranger things have happened in Tinseltown. So, Where does that leave us heading into the final stretch? After seeing Blake and Ryan's red carpet move at SNL, the loudest question isn't just about who's right or wrong in this lawsuit. It's about the glaring contradictions. How does someone claiming paralyzing fear and emotional devastation choose to publicly joke about it? Why would a couple that complains of being smeared step onto a national stage and practically invite more scrutiny? Justin Baldoni insists he's defending his reputation against unfounded accusations. Blake Lively argues she's standing up for herself, determined to prove how damaging Hollywood power plays can be. Each side claims to have receipts. Each side swears they're the true victims. Yet, from the outside looking in, it's a tangled mess of contradictions and half-truths, fueled by carefully curated PR strategies that keep fans guessing. In the end, the reality might lie somewhere in the gray zone. Maybe Baldoni isn't squeaky clean, and maybe Blake's claims aren't entirely baseless. Conversely, perhaps she overreached, misjudged the public's reaction to her brand-centric marketing, and felt cornered when the backlash intensified. The only certainty is that this lawsuit has ballooned into one of Hollywood's most bewildering standoffs, with countless reputations and a major film caught in the crossfire. So, what do you think about the SNL stunt and everything that's happened since? Does Blake's public persona clash with her lawsuit, or are we underestimating the complexities of juggling a legal fight while maintaining a superstar image? Will Justin Baldoni's counteraccusations gain more ground now that the couple has handed him a potential credibility gap? No one knows for sure how the courts will rule, or if this will drag on until everyone is too exhausted to care.
Thank you for watching. Remember to keep the conversation going and think critically about the power of celebrity narratives. The next chapter in this ongoing feud could drop at any moment. Court decisions, surprising statements, or maybe even a settlement none of us saw coming. Until that day arrives, keep your eyes peeled for the next twist. This story is far from over,